Natalie Portman, this is very exciting, The Black Swan, which has audiences and people going crazy here in Toronto. I just talked to Darren yesterday, and it was very, very funny. You know, I was so surprised. As long as I've kind of known him, I'm a huge fan of his films. He's such a thick New York accent. I was like,
That's funny.
I had no idea.
I didn't expect you to say that.
Yeah. I was like,
of all
what?
things to be surprised.
He was just like, yeah, and my sister, and he talks like a longshoreman almost.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite believe it. One of the things that we talked about was your kind of preparation for this film.
I did a full year before the film, sort of cross-training with swimming and toning and then continuing with the ballet. And then about 2 months before, it turned into like 8 hours a day because then we added the choreography on top of it. Just one after the other. We would be shooting like 4 pages a day, doing like 15, 16-hour days. So it was like just that extreme focus that the physicality demanded, I think really helped a lot with like bleeding into the focus that for the character emotionally as well.
Mm-hmm.
Darren's absolutely amazing. He's very collaborative and very open. I mean, he would always have good ideas in directing me, but then would always at the end be like, now do what you want, do one for yourself, which sort of plays into the character too, that like she finds her artistry by finally stopping trying to please other people and trying to find pleasure herself.
One of the hottest sex scenes in at least in Toronto in a ballet. I was like, in a ballet film.
Hottest sex
like,
scene in Toronto doesn't sound like it's a very good endorsement. The way Darren started talking to me about it, and he mentioned it in our first meeting when I was like 21 or something, saying, you know, she's going to have a sex scene with herself. And that it's sort of this, he presented the whole thing as sort of an exploration of the ego and like what happens when you know, you have this ego, but you don't have clear boundaries in your own identity, and you start projecting yourself. And so you're attracted to yourself, but you're also threatened by yourself. Like you're afraid that other people are you, that they can replace you, but you're also totally sort of turned on by yourself because of this explosion of ego. So it was a really interesting thing psychologically to sort of think about, which, you know, made it seem less exploitative than I probably would have been if she was like, listen, there's like this hot lesbian love scene. You know, like I think that, you know, I had an angle on it that made it an interesting thing for me to explore as an actress.
Well, thank you. This is great. I loved your movie.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
I think you were fabulous. Just a tour de force performance.
Thank you very,
so
very
it's
much.
great.